Why do you think that you have been able, what is the main reason why you have been able to be so successful in so many different weight classes? Because what you're doing is pretty rare and pretty phenomenal. What do you think is the biggest reason?
I think aside from hard work in boxing training, I study I study how to make boxing easy, because everybody knows that everybody knows that you can move it. Boxing
Thank you so much.
it's so hard, sports and something.
Come on upstairs.
Something.
Yeah, just use my name. Tell me with me.
I mean, I'm thinking that how can make it easier than what we think. So I'm studying boxing. It's like you're going to school studying, and you have an exam for the next day. Of course, you're studying. Like for example, it's very understandable example, like what I said before, right? Yeah. And I mean, tomorrow you have a exam like science, subject science. So you have to study now science subject, not mathematics. So that's what I mean in boxing. It depends what is style of your opponent, and you have to study that every day, and make sure that what you did in everyday training in the gym, it's right to your opponent for that fight.
Manny, people always talk about distractions. That you're singing, you have you have a couple of TV shows, your movies coming out. How do you play basketball? But it seems that every fight you're coming through great. Are these not distractions? Do they not? How do you focus on the boxing when you're doing so many other things?
I mean, when I am in training, in the fight, I have to focus and concentrate the training, and But aside that, I set aside that things that can distract me and can bother my training.
Mike says you're a multitasker, meaning you do 5-6 things at one time. Is that, have you always been like that? I mean, always been busy with more than one thing and many things at different times?
I mean, yeah, I'm a kind of person that I think not only one work. I'm thinking a lot of work in my mind.
Do you understand how significant your accomplishments have been and the kind of history that you're making in boxing?
I mean, if I'm thinking about that, I did a lot in boxing, because I mean, my worries, my responsibility being a fighter, not only for myself, for my family, but of course you have a responsibility to make people happy, especially people who love boxing. You have to do your job. I mean, it's kind of you have to work hard and make people like you're fighting the way you fight in the ring.
Really?
Not like somebody that he doesn't care about the fight, as long as they're gonna win. He doesn't care about the fight is gonna be, if this is a good fight or not, as long the fight will be finished. Like,
I see what you
Manny, yesterday, Cotto said that he considers you just a super featherweight or a junior lightweight, and that he has bigger legs, bigger arms, bigger muscles all around. How do you respond to that, and how do you plan to deal with that in the fight?
well, that's what he thought, and that's what he believed, But I heard that a couple times in the past size, not about comparing the power. It's about, you know, you have to remember that the mind is also the power. The knowledge is also the power. If you have knowledge, you don't have power.
Manny, somebody out there a little while ago was saying that one of the reasons they think Cotto might win is because he is a better boxer than you are. And then I disagree by saying I think Manny has become a terrific boxer, especially from when we first saw him 7 or 8 years ago. How much have you actually improved your boxing skills?
For what he said, maybe he's right. Or, you know, for me, I can tell you, I can say right now because the fight is not over yet. It's not done yet. So that's why I'm still studying. You know, continuing my training, conditioning, and prepare to the fight on November 14th. So like what I did for the past, you know, mini fights that I had, like De La Hoya, Hakon, David Diaz. You know, since then I'm improving my skill in boxing because I'm studying my opponent, studying every day.
Manny, how tough is it to see what's going on in your country right now? The typhoon having, you know, ravaged it. You know, can you talk about what you saw when you went around looking at things?
Right now they're okay. Recovering for the, you know, the typhoon. That's why I want to win this fight because I want them to give at least, you know, to make them happy, make them proud themselves.
Bring their spirits up?
Yeah.
Out of all of your victories, what is the most impressive victory in your mind that you have been able to come up with so far?
The last fight.
Well, that was very impressive, all right. I'm pretty sure Mr. Happy was that looking too.
Freddie's saying you're gonna knock out Cotto. Do you feel confident that you can knock him out too?
For me, I mean,
Let Freddie do the talking.
my mouth is closed.
Manny, Cotto is a heavy puncher in 147 pounds. How are you doing different?
And I believe that he's diba sabi ko huwag mo nang buksan.
What are you doing different for this fight?
Yeah, we know. So I believe that he's strong in 147 pounds. And like what I said, you know, I hear that so many times.
Manny, have you ever fought somebody with Miguel Cotto's kind of style in your career, regardless of the weight? Has anybody fought like him that you remember?
Fight like
Cotto?
like Cotto. It's hard to compare. If Cotto is, you have a boxing skill and he's good, he's tough and strong. Like what he said, he's different to the other fighter. He's not. He's different to De La Hoya. He's different to Hatton and David Diaz.
How much of a factor do you think your speed is going to play in this fight? Because I think it's going to be a big factor.
If you have speed, you know, you can control the fight. You can do what you want to do.
Manny, I don't want to talk about any other opponent other than Cotto, but do you have any opinion as to what kind of a person Floyd Mayweather might be, what kind of a guy he is, based on what you hear about him? And could you finish your career and be satisfied if you didn't fight Mayweather? Do you have any thoughts about Mayweather down in the future?
Right now, I'm not business first.